GM, sir.
GM free market. I'm great, man. Good. How are you doing?
Fabulous.
Living the JPEG dream.
Indubitably.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fuck. I fell asleep so early last night. Woke up like almost 5 a.m. I woke up and then just kind of went back until my alarm went off at 6. But felt good to get a good night's sleep in there. It wasn't even really by choice. My body was not letting me stay up past 9 last night, so that was good.
Got to get in that sleep so that you perform at a top level. Everyone says sleep is negative EV, but so is operating at not peak performance. Get that sleep. Get that water.
This episode brought to you by sleep and H2O
and water.
Yeah.
Everyone should hydrate.
Hydro homies. Water is definitely something I'm working on drinking more of. I too often default to coffee for the entire day, but nice glass of agua is sometimes what the doctor ordered for sure.
Indubitably.
What are you drinking this morning? You got your delivery in?
Yes, coffee.
Just a regular old cup of Joe?
No, latte. I drink a latte every day. Never changes.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought you switched it up.
No.
I knew you got it from the same place every day.
Yeah.
I accidentally got a latte the other day from Tim Hortons.
And,
I'd never. What's that?
I said that's off-putting.
Yeah, I was like, I went through the drive-through and I got it, and I realized that it was not the right thing, and I said, okay, well, I guess let's see how this goes. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Wouldn't be my first choice. I don't think Tim Hortons is the optimal play for lattes, but you know.
No, I would never order a cappuccino or a latte or an espresso anywhere but a bougie coffee place.
Yeah, you need one of those like real like boutique coffee places that know what they're doing, and you know, it's like
And really, you need to be in Seattle. I just still haven't found anywhere where people actually care about how to pull a fucking shot of espresso. It's hit and miss. Even at a nice craft coffee place in New York, you'll get a good pulled shot 50% of the time. The other 50%, the barista's, having a fight with her boyfriend, just failed a test at uni, all that great stuff. You need the utmost focus to pull a proper shot with an espresso. There is, first of all, it's how you tamp down the coffee. It is how you time and pull the shot, and it's different for each bean. Each bean grinds differently. Are they coming in and studying the beans every morning? Or are they texting Dave? You tell me.
God damn it, Dave.
For fuck's sake, Dave.
Stop texting. Let the barista work.
For real.
Do the job.
And
hey,
go to Birch. Yeah. If you're in New York City, go to Birch Coffee.
Birch is the best. It's the top.
Birch is the best. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, as with most things, the people who put the time and energy into their craft, it shows a lot. I mean, working in restaurants, you could tell the people that actually cared to do the job were consistently putting out better dishes, better meals, better service, all of that stuff, right? And the ones that were focused and on their game always seem to do the best work. I am just drinking my drip pour over coffee from the coffee pot. Does the trick.
Does.
What are you smoking today?
Nothing. No, I have a black manzanita. That's what it's called. Means black apple, or little black apple, I guess.
Nice. Is that just the weed or the hash?
No, it's flour.
Fire.
It's good.
Go. Weed coffee is the goat, says Hot Peps. What's up, Hot Peps? Haven't seen your name in here before. I gotta try. Maybe I'll try Wake and Bake one time. Hasn't been in my repertoire yet.
I don't think Dutch Brothers or Woods is in my location in the Northeast. So. They sound nice, but I don't know them.
Iced latte every day, man. I don't care if it's, 100 degrees out or 0 degrees out. I need my hot drink every morning. It just is what it is. I can't get into the ice drinks in the morning. Not at all.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, GM, all you DGens, thank you so much for joining us. Free Market, you want to do the old drum roll? GM, DGens, and welcome to the Tuesday, March 8th edition of the AlphaMint Morning Show, hosted live on YouTube and Twitch TV. I am your host, R2DGen, and joined with me, as always, my fabulous, lovely co-host, FMC.
Hey now.
Hey now. Yeah, it is the second day of the week, and we are all, I think, just kind of feeling the volume depression and the boredom, but that doesn't mean that there's not some stuff to talk about. But you know what? Yesterday we had a little bit of a shorter show, and I think that that's kind of the direction we can head in right now, because we don't need to drag these things out, but we'll talk for an hour and a half, get some subjects in, and do the damn thing, and let you guys degen away after that. So yeah, Tuesday morning, how are you doing?
Fabulous, doing wonderful.
And Monday treated you well?
Amazing. Monday wrapped me up in a blanket, swaddled me, gave me a bottle, and patted me on my back. Felt great.
Yes. It was, yeah, I mean, it's, it's getting a little dry out there, but it's not the end of the world. This is, I think, going to be short-lived, and, if it's not, we'll make it through together. But these things turn around real quickly. We're looking at the crypto markets. They were, for the most part, trading sideways yesterday. We did have that dip below 2,600 on ETH. It's sitting at 25.77 right now, down about 2.5% since we were doing the show yesterday. Bitcoin not quite down as much, but it is still in the red, dipping below 39,000. Again, we are tied to the S&P in the macro markets right now. We are just following along with the situation and waiting for something to happen, and hopefully we get some good news out of that. But yeah, you were looking at the S&P this morning on the pre-market charts while we were doing our call, and what are you seeing?
We took a large dip, and it is at a critical level, 4,200. Losing 4,200 breaks the chart again, and as we know, the chart will lead the news the other way around. So if the S&P chart broke, I would expect some unexpected bad news to come out of somewhere, whether that's Ukraine or the Fed or something like that. If 4,200 holds, I expect good news to come out of nowhere. Oh my God, look, this is de-escalating or whatever the hell it is. So S&P is always, the barometer to watch when the geopolitical situation is what it is. The commodities and inflation situation is what it is. It is critical right here. It tried to break below yesterday and could not. We will see if it can today. If it holds here, I think things get pretty bullish. So watching S&Ps closely, the 4,220 area, if it could get above that, it'd probably put in a pretty nice rally today, but I don't expect it. I actually expect these next 2 days to put in dojis, which are known as indecisive candles. One may be red, one may be green, but they will essentially be unch. They will try to break one way or the other, and it will confuse people for 2 days. That's my best guess at what will happen. Watching for a break either way, and if that happens, we will talk about it on the show tomorrow and what the ramifications mean. But watch 4,220 on the upside and 4,170 on the downside for a clue.
Yeah, I mean, there is a battle going on for 4,200 right now, seeing it go as like 41.95 and then back up to 42.07. It's a fight right here for sure.
It seems to be a foregone conclusion by many that high inflation is coming, interest rates are going. I saw somebody literally put out an article yesterday called The Great Wheeze that said he guarantees markets have to go down. There's no way markets can't go down from here. And now crypto is tied to macro, which is something I've been saying for months. So it's strange that people are coming to this revelation today. But the point here is, I don't think it's gonna. I think anybody predicting the great wheeze here is probably off the mark. We'll adjust to reality as it goes. I don't think this is a bear market, nor do I think it's going to last much past the end of March. So,
what is the great wheeze when you say that?
So we know that in 2020, it was a crash, right? It was a surprise. COVID was worse than we thought. The market took a turn and lost 30% of its value in a week or 2 weeks or whatever that amount of time was. This would not be like that. This would not be a crash from here. Like, we wouldn't expect the market to crash 30% and cause panic and all that stuff. I don't see that happening from here. In fact, I don't think the market is going to get much lower than if we did. Let's go worst case scenario and say we lost 4,200. I think the market could probably fall another 10%, maybe get down to 38, 38.50, and not even 10. So somewhere in that area, which wouldn't be fun. But I do think that a lot of buying would come in around that level, and it would be the end of the pullback. So if the great wheeze was true, we would just continue to go down, but slowly over time. So they think that the party we've been riding on, the free money, the Fed, the low interest rates, all of that's coming to an end, right? That's what they believe, that all of that is going to come to an end. And instead of a big crash, we're just going to get a gradual reduction of value, right? And that would be the great wheeze, as opposed to, some sort of crash. It would just be a slow unwinding and a continued downturn over years and years.
So it's kind of like when you have like a 3-day party and then the hangover is like a week long because you just fucking did it too hard.
Basically.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't understand this stuff on a deep level in terms of how the S&P goes and whatnot, but it's weird watching those 30% like we saw in March 2020. Like that is, I guess you would refer to it like a pretty much a black swan event in the market, right? Like, COVID hit America, everything shut down. Nobody believed. I even remember when, I was working back in a restaurant at that point and everyone was like, no, they can't shut us down. Like that doesn't happen, blah, 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 blah. And then lo and behold, the first domino fell with like the NBA and everyone was like, oh shit, this is real.
Definitely. Taleb and Naval would actually argue that it wasn't a black swan event because a pandemic has been something that experts have been trying to warn about for a decade. I disagree with them. I definitely think it was a black. So because we had seen multiple diseases break out and be contained over time, you didn't know that this one was going to be the one that, took down the global economy, so to say.
Yeah, I think the last big one was SARS, right? And everyone was like holding their breath there, and then it kind of just went away. Well, not went away. I mean, it was contained, but
by Taleb's very, very strict definition, it has to be something that nobody saw coming. But the housing crisis was a black swan event, and a few people saw it coming. There's always a few people that see the thing coming. Everyone calls them crazy, and then they're proven right. The Big Short, great book, great movie.
Yeah, actually, I haven't read the book. I really enjoyed the movie though. I thought the movie did an amazing job of just telling the story. They didn't go too hard on any kind of crazy moralistic views. I mean, there was a little bit of like, showing the douchebaggery of the selling the mortgages and all of that stuff, but there wasn't like a big moral overtone. It was just, these people and how they played a role in finding it and whatnot. Great movie.
If you've even been remotely close to that world, you felt the realness in that movie. It was it was a seminal moment in our lives. What happened during that period?
Well, how much did the market drop at that point? Was it worse than COVID?
Yeah, it was 60%.
Oh yeah,
we fell from like it was
over a couple months, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely.
Yeah. Trying to avoid our third once in a lifetime market crash right now. Fun stuff. But yeah, I mean, again, we can comment on crypto all we want, but it is just following that trajectory. Obviously, it has some higher highs and lower lows and bigger gains and all of that stuff as it is a smaller and more volatile market. But I mean, whatever happens there is happening here, and that's kind of what we're looking at right now. ETH kind of staying sideways and going down hasn't really done too much for NFTs either. But again, like, we do this show every single morning for the last 3-4 months. I mean, for the past 6 weeks, free market has been saying seasonal bearishness is going to be upon us, and here we are. I don't feel too surprised by it, having spoken to you about that every day. Some news to get into. Steve Wozniak, Bitcoin built on pure gold mathematics. In a recent interview, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak again heaped praise on Bitcoin while getting in a few words about his very own crypto project. I didn't actually know that Steve Wozniak was doing a show on Amazon Prime, basically a la Shark Tank, where they do startup pitching called Unicorn Hunters. Have you ever seen this?
Unicorn hunters? Oh, like Silicon Valley unicorns. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
I didn't know that he was doing like a Shark Tank style show. I'm actually probably going to check this out today and just see what it's about. It sounds interesting. But I guess he is also making a cryptocurrency in relation to it called Unicoin, its own dividend paying cryptocurrency. I can't imagine that's going to go over well. But yeah, I mean, Wozniak, I guess, is a big bull on Bitcoin, big bull on crypto itself. I guess not the biggest fan, as it turns out, of NFTs, but he kind of went on to just say it's not the actual, it's not the utility or the ideas of NFTs that's bothering him, but more of just the abundance of shit and how frothy some of the market has gotten and how it doesn't necessarily make sense to him. Wozniak, I'm not sure what level of involvement in Apple he has. I'm pretty sure it's none at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, he is not involved
Yeah.
currently.
But I mean, I think everybody is kind of waiting for Apple to do something, whether they make their own wallet or integrate some stuff into the iPhone. I think that's one of the big mainstream companies, the biggest mainstream company that could have the biggest impact in a positive way for cryptocurrency. So still
No
waiting for them
question.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, everyone looks to Wozniak for comments on Apple, and it's always interesting to me. But he hasn't worked there in a very long time, but he always has good comments on technology and Apple, even if he's a little out there.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting to listen to the dynamics between Woz and Steve Jobs back in the earlier days of Apple, and how opposite they were in personality types, but how much they built together.
Yeah, definitely.
Biden is looking to sign a crypto executive order this week. President Joe Biden is finally ready to move forward with an executive order to coordinate cryptocurrency regulations, per a report. Just reading this, he's got his finger on the trigger of something. It doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Regulation is always met with some frustration, especially with the Web3 and decentralized nature that we tend to enjoy about cryptocurrencies. But I mean, one of the biggest understated things about crypto and regulation, not only in the US but around the world, is by and large it has actually been weighed upon. Like, regulation is already here. NFTs are a little bit more of a gray area, and there's some digging and some investigation going into that and how they want to handle that. But I'm curious as to how this is going to play into the war that's going on in Ukraine right now, and whether or not he's trying to force some companies' hands to press greater sanctions on them. But I don't know if you've heard anything about that. But always something to look forward to when the commander in chief is going to start talking about cryptocurrencies specifically. I actually
I
don't know
haven't.
what Biden's stance is on crypto, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think that he cares. I think that he is just doing what the powers that be want him to do. I don't think he knows anything about cryptocurrency or cares. But this is what you're seeing from many countries around the world, is that they're using private business to force Russia's hand into things, and Russia's economy is collapsing. It's one reason that they even started doing this in the first place. So,
yeah, for sure. And then just a bigger topic that, I kind of thought was interesting. The article doesn't really do the headline the justice that I thought it would, but Bitcoin centrist Munib Ali, why NFTs are triggering to normies. This is one of the founders of Stack, which is obviously a layer 2 for Bitcoin, and people have been building NFTs on top of that. Not to great success. It hasn't really caught fire, and a lot of Bitcoin maxis have no interest in participating in any of that. ETH is and always will be the dominant marketplace for the time. Well, not for the time being, for NFTs and whatnot. And I don't think the Bitcoin one is going anywhere, but he just brought up about a bunch of points about how people aren't understanding why the picture is worth $300,000 of a monkey, and I clicked it and saved it and all of this stuff. He's actually advocating for NFTs, but I mean, the biggest thing, and I know we've talked about it before, is how the world kind of views NFTs outside of the NFT sphere, and it's met with a lot of confusion. But by and large, if you go onto places like Reddit, or you go into places like that are very gamer centric, there's actually quite a big pushback of it. And I was trying to wrap my head around, is this lobbying efforts and people trying to protect their current industry and keep it safe from the evil NFTs, which look to kind of dig into their profits. Are people angry that they missed the boat on NFTs, or they feel like it was too late and they see other people, doing really well on it, or even just having fun with it and feel like they can't participate in it? Or, is it a deeper thing? I was wondering what your opinion on it is, like when you're talking to people with NFTs, like, when I do it, when I told people that I'm, focusing on NFTs rather than, my traditional career and whatnot, it was met with like some confused looks and maybe some concern too. But I'm just wondering, how do people in the chat handle that in their day-to-day lives? This is a big hobby of yours. Maybe you do it full time. Free market. What do you do when you talk to people like this?
yeah, I literally never talk to people about NFTs on purpose.
Right.
Never
Yeah.
did.
That's typically my
or crypto. I try to avoid bringing it up like the plague.
Yeah, just I definitely do. I don't go out of my way to talk about it, but when people bring it up to me, like, I always let it be known, like, if they have any interest in it, and if it's some kind of like discovery that they're looking to have on their own, that I'm always here to answer questions. But anytime that I've tried to, like, express like the passion that I have for it, or the ideology behind it or whatever, it's always like met with a very frustrating conversation. And so I always just thought it was like, it's always best to just be there for somebody that is starting to maybe go down the rabbit hole, and maybe you can just kind of point them in right directions. The other thing is too, especially in a market like this, we made a lot of jokes about Thanksgiving back in November and Christmas, and people telling their families, oh, buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum and stuff like that, and then a week later they're getting a text about how their kids can't go to college anymore. It's just a conversation that I find isn't worth having. Reading the chat, Mio is saying, I've learned to stop being super passionate around certain individuals unless there's expressed interest. Like, I completely agree with that. Just
even if there's expressed interest, I pretend I have no idea what they're talking about.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing good that comes of that. What good comes of that? I'm not here for clout. I'm not here for ego. I'm here because I like internet pictures. I don't need to tell anybody about it. Except all of you, of course. I love all of you very
much. But yeah, just an interesting discussion. Saying, I push everyone I know away from the space because it's so risky and difficult, but the people who are going to succeed are going to succeed. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Nobody wants to feel like they're the reason one of their family was onboarded or one of their friends was on board, and then just get absolutely wrecked because of it, because it's not an easy market. It's hyper volatile. And as in NFTs in particular, right? It is by and large a very illiquid marketplace. I had a friend that was kind of expressing some interest in it, and I don't know how they managed to get to the project that they referred to. It was some ridiculous punk derivative or whatever, but they were saying, oh, I saw this pretty rare one that was worth it. And I'm like, yeah, again, you're never going to be able to sell it. There's weird dynamics that go on, right? And I think one of the reasons why people end up bag holding is because that dynamic of with stocks and with crypto is you can just market sell, and there's exit liquidity pretty much at any time you want to exit a position, and NFTs it's considerably harder. So yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you guys and stay out of it as much as possible.
And I don't try to push people away from it either. BB.
I think you must be there.
No, I counted while I did it. No, I don't try to push people away from it either. I just play completely stupid if they're getting. I say, oh, tell me about it. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Maybe I should try. So you think it's riskier than Palantir? That's what I would say. Make them think I only know what stocks are about. Then I'd ask them, what's their favorite NFT project, and I'd say, okay, I will go to the store and buy it.
Go to the NFT store?
Yeah, you have to use OpenSea. I'll say, okay, I'll Google that. Thank you. And and no, I'm not here for the culture either. I'm here because I like internet pictures. If you want to extrapolate into more than that very succinct statement that's on you. No, I'm not trying to save anyone. I don't think they're going to do anything better with that money than lose it in the market anyway, to be honest. I think that, most people spend their lives not living. I'm fine with them getting into a risky, illiquid market. Go for it.
Palantir is the new Widowmaker. Yeah, Palantir stock not doing.
Good morning, D Nice. You look very handsome in your big D today.
Big D. Nice. Last article I have up here is why Adult Swim show creator Will Carsola thinks NFTs have unlimited potential. The artist has designed a collection of flying severed heads for the water brand Liquid Death. We've mentioned Adult Swim here and there on the show, but one of the artists of the show's Mr. Pickles and Mama Named Me Sheriff is doing an NFT collection for his brand Liquid Death, which is just this like ridiculous canned water culture. It's anti-plastic, stuff like that. But he is making
people love the Liquid Death. People tell me if I like water, I got to try that Liquid Death.
Is that right? I've never seen it actually. I just assumed that it was in America.
Well, if you've thought about it a bit, water has a taste. Water is very specific to all the things that go into water, and this is apparently a very, very, very good water. I am told it is highly recommended.
You know what? I actually don't drink a lot of bottled water. I like my old tap water, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. My real brands will save the NFT market. Save it from what?
Where did that say that?
Oh, is that one of the comments on? No, not there on the screen. I can't read that little type.
Oh. Sorry. Yeah. Nick and she is saying real brands will save the NFT market. Yeah. Curious for you to expand on that a little bit.
I didn't know it needed saving, to be honest. I like the enthusiasm.
Yeah, so Murderhead Death Club is going down sometime in March. I jumped in the Discord to check it out, but I mean, this is very the style of Adult Swim and Will Carsola. So love it or hate it, he's got his own style. But I mean, these are interesting. They're kind of just in your face, and yeah. So there's going to be 6,666 of them minting for 0.066 plus gas. So. If you have any love for Adult Swim, if that's something you've been looking at, maybe just something to dig a little bit deeper in. There's going to be different tiers of holding. If you hold 1, 6, 66, or I can't imagine holding 10% of the supply at 666, there will be more utility there for you. Also kind of goes on to their, death to plastic kind of.
There is not there is no Pixelmon confidence crisis. In fact, Pixelmon was one of the better things to happen in the market for a while. It created a meme that will be around for years. This is what crypto is built on. Pixelmon was fabulous. You think a pithy $70 million means anything in this market? That type of money will flow in at the end of the season. You know why? Because it's bearish seasonality. It's the only reason fucking NFTs went down. Stop trying to pretend we're in a bear market. Anybody telling you we're in a bear market right now hasn't been through a bear market. They started trading NFTs last summer. They don't know what they're talking about. They said the same thing in November and October. Yeah, we're dead. PFP bubble. Blah, 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 blah. Comes back harder every time. I know, guys. It doesn't. It's hard. It's hard. I get it. You gotta zoom out a little bit. There's Kevin. Hi, Kev.
Kevin is literally the best thing that will happen in 2022,
right.
And I don't mean that in a bad way. He's just that good.
Like everything crashed. Everything crashed to like 10x where it was 2 months ago. This isn't a cause for alarm. This is a cause for a vacation.
Yeah, well
here. There you go. Next year, now you know when to plan your vacation. I'm telling you, it's called seasonality. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, zoom out on any of the charts. Like late February, early March has never been good to crypto, even before NFTs came along. NFTs are not immune to that.
Right, leveraged bet on the crypto.
Yeah. It's crack on top of crack. That's basically what's going on here. Season saying, did you guys see the Kaiju King's Medium post yesterday? Did you happen to run into that?
No, I did not.
I'll have to pull it up.
I bet it was very, very awesome.
I'll have to pull it up and talk about it later on in the show. Dot's been very active on Twitter lately, I've noticed.
Very active. I like this new Dots.
Yeah.
This Twitter Dots.
Yeah, he is hitting it hard. Love it.
He's a tease, too. I see you, Dots. You be tricking us. He's like, I'm putting out the white paper, and then he posted a picture of white paper.
Is that? Oh, so
yeah, I see you. Dots.
He's bored now too.
I see you.
Oh man, how did Kaiju's the mutants went down, generally loved, and they're working on some other stuff now. What's going on in the Kaiju room?
Well, Augmented Labs is a gaming company. They are launching the characters for these games. They are launching precursors to these games like Rooftop Rampage, which we all play.
Love that game, yeah.
Yeah. There will be play to earn. There will be Kaiju ecosystem expansion. There's a lot coming, and then there is Redacted. So we look forward to Redacted.
What is Redacted? Who knows?
What is it? No.
Yeah, thank you for pointing out that Medium article. Looks like there's a lot to read here, so probably not something I'm going to be able to cover on today's show, but it's a good looking article. Looks like there's some merch there at the bottom of that.
Yeah, waiting for Cool Mans to ship out. Lemon hoodies just shipped out, and once the Kaiju merch comes in, then we'll have enough clothes to only wear NFT stuffs, which is the goal.
The NFT
we
swag.
Must own it. Yes.
I like this hoodie, man. I still don't have any. Is this going to be exclusive to Kaiju's, or am I going to be able to get my hands on a hoodie?
It better be exclusive. I am done with this merch for everyone stuff. All right, I want exclusive holder merch. But you gotta be in the club to get merch. It's just the way it is. But I don't know. We don't know. There's no word on that. Go check out. Is the keyboard they're making in this article?
I've seen pictures of the keyboard that they're doing. It's very cool, but it's not in the article. I'm not very far down on their Twitter though.
I'm not a keyboard guy. Like, I don't know why the kids are all I'm buying that keyboard. That keyboard that's a keyboard after my heart. I don't even know what I would. I'm buying that keyboard.
I don't know. Have you used a really nice keyboard, like with a nice satisfying click on it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love it. I've never been able to properly use laptop keyboards. That's never been there it is. This one you're talking about?
That's the one. I'm gonna buy that. I like it.
Get it. There's no Apple button on it though. Is that a problem? Will that work?
Are you sure there's no Apple button on it? You didn't zoom in. You're just assuming.
Well, I'm looking at it right now.
Dots looks like an Apple man.
Does he?
I hope so.
Very presumptuous. I don't know.
I like the nuclear waste button in the upper left for the escape key.
Escape. Yeah, solid looking keyboard there.
I know the kids want it to light up and everything nowadays, but that's more than enough for old FMC there.
Yeah, I mean my keyboard does have the RGB. It kind of like goes through the colors, but it's literally only because I like the keyboard, not because I needed the colors to go.
I'm trying a mic thing right now. Do I sound further away?
No, you sound fine. Sound good.
Okay, just checking. No, yeah, just checking. Good.
Yeah, mic check. Mic check.
Yeah, mic check. No. Yeah. Fabulous.
You sound as beautiful as ever.
Thank you.
GM Toro, you like the hat? Zhao saying Singapore is all year round summer. I've never been, but I've heard lovely things about it. And season 3 saying scientists can take our waste if we stake for more reward. You believe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the game dynamics of that are.
I would love to live somewhere where it's always winter.
Yeah, you love the cold, eh?
Love it. I want to always look out and see snow-covered trees. Have my nice hot coffee. You know what I love doing? When I go to Vermont, I go into the sauna, right? And then I run outside and I jump into the snow, naked.
Oh my God, really?
Face down into and roll around, and then I go back into the. Because in Vermont, you'll get like 3-4 feet of snow build up. Well, you're in Canada. I don't have to tell you, right? So you can really,
sure do.
You can really go full body in there. And I enjoy. You go into the sauna till you can't take it anymore. 190, 200. You got to really push it, and then you go boom into the snow, roll around, and then come back into the sauna. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Very healthy for the immune system.
I've heard things about that too. I mean, I've seen people that do the cold plunges. That, I mean, to me, it's just like, seems like torture. I don't know that I hate being like cold.
Yes.
I love being warm. I love saunas. I love, like, my apartment is, my wife yells at me all the time. Open a window. It's too hot in here. Love it. But we actually every year in the wintertime, we take a trip to one of those, like, I don't know what it's called, spa, like outdoor like spas thing, like Nordic spa or whatever it's called.
Ooh, nice.
Very, very nice. But I love doing it in the winter. If you get it on a nice crisp day, you're into the warm pools, and then you go into the cooler pools and all of that stuff. It's lovely. If any of you degens haven't been to a good spa, like sometimes it's nice. It's really just like decompressing. You just feel great after it. You have to leave your phone in the locker. You can't do anything else. You're not even allowed to talk very loud. It's beautiful. You ever done that before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's amazing. Love it.
I'm at Sugar's Bush when I go to Vermont. Sugar Bush, D-Nice. That's my favorite spot there. But Smuggler's Notch is dope.
The ski hill?
Yeah, Sugar Bush is the one that I tend to go to. There's Killington and Stowe around there. Those are the more crowded ones. Sugar Bush is more of my secret there.
Yeah,
I've the hardest trails in the Northeast.
Yeah. Sugar Bush, never been there though. I don't ski, I snowboard, but I don't know. Skiing looks terrifying to me. I'd probably impale myself on one of those poles if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
So, what's that?
Oh, I said probably.
Yeah, no, it looks terrifying. CryptoPunks very briefly flipped Bored Apes. Doesn't look like that's the case anymore. The floor on CryptoPunks about 65 ETH. Bored Apes sitting at about 73.5. Neither of these projects immune to some dry up in liquidity. But
yesterday I was hearing calls for 40 ETH.
Yeah,
we're dead. That apes are done. The bear market's up. PFP bubble is. Those are things people love to say at the bottom. And I don't even think we've bottomed yet. I'm just saying that, like, even if you're just thinking as a short-term trader, wait for the days that everybody says shit's going to zero. Wait for the days that people compare NFTs to buying pizza with Bitcoin. Those are the days that, even if it's not a long-term bounce, that you get apes bouncing 13 ETH here. I mean, you buy at 60 ETH, you could probably sell it for 70 right now, undercut that floor. Nice little 10 ETH profit. So yeah, yesterday everyone talking about, the major bubble. It's the same thing people were saying in October and November. So,
yeah, it's just it's so funny that apes have this absolutely incredible run up to 125 ETH. And then all of a sudden it's just apes are dead. I mean, there are people that have bought these for over 100 ETH that, you know, maybe are feeling it. But I gotta say, like, if you have 100 ETH, like, and you bought a Bored Ape and now you're feeling, you know, this like little bit of a depression in there. And sure, 25 ETH is a substantial amount of money when you do some quick napkin math, but you know, maybe overextended a little bit on on the Bored Ape purchase if that's where you are buying and now really kind of panicking, right? So,
well, early last December, I told you Bored Apes were going to go to 120 in the first quarter. They got to 119. So if you are holding apes and held out for that one ETH, I apologize. I'll be better next time. They did pull back off that level. And now I'm telling you, apes are going to get to 200 ETH and $1 million floor sometime here over the next year. So,
and that's not even a new prediction of yours. You have said that.
No. I've said there's a million. I said it a bunch of times. I said we're going to top at 120 in the first quarter. We topped at 120 in the first quarter. And now apes are going to go to $1 million floor. And that doesn't mean the bottom's in. I'm not telling you the bottom's in, go buy apes right now. I'm just telling you that when people get way too extreme in these low volume periods, it's your opportunity because nothing here is dead. The fundamentals haven't changed. Justin Bieber didn't buy the top. He bought one of the local tops. As happens to many people. So,
and none of those celebrities have sold.
All coming back.
And none of those celebrities have been on Twitter saying, "Can the Yuga Labs do something, please? Can the devs do something?" The people that are investing at this point they don't give a fuck what the price is. They want their Bored Apes.
I'm guessing. Yep, I'm guessing Justin Bieber doesn't even know what the floor of Bored Apes are, and if somebody
100%.
told him, he'd give a wry smirk and continue about his day.
Oh yeah, it doesn't
without thinking twice.
And I mean, when you say like 200 ETH or $1 million, I mean, we've talked about it as well. Like Bored Apes have transcended ETH being denominated in ETH value. You know, these are people, like you said, they call their agent up. I want a Bored Ape. How much is it? Oh, $500,000. Man, maybe not right now. Oh, $400,000. I'll buy it. They don't give a fuck what the price of ETH is. They don't give a. It's, you know, this is a piece of art. They're going to put it in their vault and let it sit there forever. Probably. I don't think you're going to see most of these people sell it. And, you know, maybe in the long time in the future, but that's not what it is.
Look, for them. While most people holding Bored Apes probably didn't contemplate selling when it got to 100 or 120, there were likely dozens of people who thought to themselves, shit, I should sell here. And as it got to 110, 100, 90, 80, and then 70 yesterday, they started to panic. And they were like, fuck, I'd better take 60 before this thing goes to zero. All right. And you see this happen all the time. So this is very typical behavior. I think that most people holding Bored Apes are still going to hold them. I think celebrities are going to come back any week now. It's just a matter of getting past bearish season. It's all this.
Yeah. And a lot of them probably bought at 20, right? They're locking in these gains that they thought they had at 120 and now FOMOing by the fact that they didn't have that money. And they probably told some people what their Bored Ape is worth, and now it's not worth that much. And, you know, they're tucking their tail a little bit, but you know, they're not going anywhere. They're just they're not. They're too culturally relevant. If there's one or two sure bets of like sticking around, provided, you know, there's not some kind of big major event that just, you know, turfs them. And we still have Ape Token coming around too, right?
Yep.
Always there on the horizon. Don't know what that's going to mean for it, but it is there. I like you. Your weird NFT reminds me of, I don't know who you're talking about. Vinny, GM, you're late. You missed the song. Yeah, you want to just start the show over? Free market. You want to just put the 5-minute thing up and we'll just start over again for Vincent?
No,
not doing it.
No.
All right. Wanted to give somebody a shout out on Twitter that was watching the show yesterday. Pointed out to me that Dour Darcels actually do have some history within HypeBeast. With the Darcel Disappoints. I didn't actually end up seeing this when I was Googling around and trying to figure out the history of it, although I will say I didn't look too deep into it. But yeah, I mean, this is an artist / blog talking about, you know, the highs and lows of living in New York City. published a book. Looks like they've done some collaboration with IKEA. They had some Darcel type furniture with the little character on there. This was a while ago, 2019, goes as far back as 2012, but just a cool little tidbit. There was like a nice little MacBook there with the eye. That actually looks pretty slick, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, this guy has been doing this character for a long time. So if you're looking for a good bull case on Dour Darcels, I guess it's the fact that this isn't something new that's been conceived to be an NFT. This is just an existing brand kind of crossing over. And sure, maybe it's not the biggest brand you've ever seen, but always like when, you know, there's a long history of that. We saw that with Cool Man's a lot too. And one of the reasons why I'm very bullish on Cool Man's universe, despite, you know, the floor going down, doesn't bother me at all.
I actually do think IKEA is going to be one of those companies that embraces NFTs. They've always embraced art, right? Like IKEA is a design firm at heart. They are very into design, and if you go shop in their stores every season, there's new artists featured, there's new characters, and they have a very large kids section. So it makes a lot of sense for them to partner with NFT projects going forward. So
all I gotta say is if they're gonna have metaverse furniture, I just hope to God that I don't actually have to put it together, because I fucking hate putting IKEA furniture together.
Yes, it is a thing.
I don't know. One time I literally took a month to put together a dresser because I just couldn't stand actually doing it.
The meatballs there are very famous.
Yes, the Swedish meatballs, the super cheap there. That shit will test a marriage. Yes, it absolutely will, for sure. And it's always the worst when one of the first pieces you put on, you realize you put it on backwards, and then you have to just rip the entire thing apart and start over again, and you just, you know, you want to just throw it out the window.
Yeah,
my stance on IKEA.
Yep.
Drop going down today. Probably the only big one of note that I saw was Super Ordinary Villains. To give you guys a heads up, if you are on the pre-sale allow list for this, it is going down today at noon. The price is 0.1, and then the public sale for the remainder is going down tomorrow at noon. Just saw these kind of pop up. Definitely not on the pre-sale list here myself, but you know what, they look pretty cool. Lots of different good colors, different style towards or with it, and you know, I don't know how many of them are animated. No, they just put it up as a video. I'm not sure why that's the case, but yeah, you mentioned you've seen these in passing before. Any thoughts on them or any history with them?
I was clearing out Discords yesterday, and I saw this one, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't heard from this team in a while. Let me just close it." And then this morning you were like, and minting today, Super Ordinary Villains. Pretty sure I didn't have whitelist, but I didn't check, so who knows? There goes the. I knew when I was clearing out Discords, I was like, one of these is worth 100 grand, but what am I gonna do? I don't even have time. Who cares? Who needs money?
I don't know that this is gonna be the one, but they
no, it's basically Morty 300 times in different outfits. You know, it's like Karafuru. It's basically Murakami 10,000 times in different outfits. So, you know, will it do well? I don't know. It's great colors. So
yeah, the color
like
this one's kind of cool.
Yeah. People like colors, so I'm sure it'll do well. I think that during low volume periods, even good mints can suffer. So good luck to them. I wish them well. They have very good art. I would like to own one, but I left the Discord, so I'd likely have to buy one off the secondary if I did want to own one. Unless I submitted my wallet, forgot. You know, anytime there's a mint, I always go to just check to see if my wallet works on the site for various reasons.
Oh, it definitely doesn't hurt at all. I did it myself, although I was pretty confident that I had never been in that Discord, and it told me to stop being naughty or something like that.
I have definitely been able to mint things that I didn't think I had allow list for, and I did. Like I was like, oh, my wallet works. Let's mint this. Very good. So we'll see. I'll try. Likely I know.
Every once in a while, you get those people that didn't set permissions properly too, and then the whitelist is not actually the whitelist, and anybody can mint. So,
in which case, it may not be a good idea to mint.
well, yeah, I was just gonna say. Then the FUD starts coming out, and it starts to get a little bit hairy. But Loser Club revealed yesterday. I by and large, the sentiment was a little bit mixed, which isn't a bad thing actually. Some people really digging them. Some people got some really strange looking ones. Some people got some really good looking ones. I managed to pull the Knicks fan trait with the paper bag over the head. But other than that, I didn't get anything that was super rare. But you know what? I mean, I'm looking at the floors. I'm looking through it. The floor price actually responded by being flat immediately after reveal. There was a little bit of a dump. I did see them down as low as 0.1, and they have kind of bounced back to 0.15, which is basically where we were talking about this yesterday. It might have been a little bit higher, but that's actually not the worst sign in the world, as people were definitely willing to scoop these up off the floor and kind of catch that knife from falling too far. Some big-ish sales went down, but nothing too big. Like 3 ETH was the biggest sale that actually happened. Typically, when you're watching a reveal go down, you want to see some like exorbitantly high sales on a project. This one didn't quite have that, but again, like I'm going to talk about Cool Man's universe. Surprisingly, didn't have that too. The big sales didn't come until much later in the run. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to Javon. This is all kind of wrapped up now, and they can start the next phase of their journey with Losers Club. But by and large, I thought that the mint went very well for them. I thought that the reveal went very well for them. Not super concerned with the floor price myself personally, although I know people are already doing the can the devs do something. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good with it. I'm satisfied with what I got, and now they're gonna sit in the wallet, and I'm gonna watch. The public or the Discord actually did open up to the public now too. Now that the reveal has gone down, so if you were waiting to get in there, you can.
Yeah, I thought the response to the art was very good. Just like doodles, there may be some at the floor that people feel don't make a lot of sense. Mustaches in weird places, things like that. But I don't think that it speaks to the larger view on this collection. Was that is the art is fabulous, it's unique, it's soulful, and again, in this type of low volume environment, the fact that it didn't pull back after reveals about as bullish as you can ask for in these
100%.
times. People are gonna dump commons. They're gonna look for the rares they want. Look, to your point, you didn't see any huge rares go off. I actually thought that was pretty remarkable with Wonder Pals too, because Starcatchers, you saw some actually pretty big sales, and a few of them. And even in the subsequent days, you still saw whales paying big amounts of money for the ones that they really wanted. I think the biggest Wonder Pal sale was like 15 ETH, and there was only one of them at the time. Yet it has much more hype and the higher floor. It's definitely very strange to me that there weren't larger sales in the Wonder Pals rares. But yeah, so low volume environment. We have to see how all these collections do when the volume comes back. But I think it's pretty bullish for Losers Club that they actually went up a little bit. I think they were at 0.13 and then are now at 0.15. So yeah, a lot of people wearing them. Yeah.
Hey, and look, there's some people right now, they'll ask in the DGen dojo and stuff like that of, I have X amount of liquidity, maybe an ETH and a half. I'm looking for some, some projects to start getting in on. I mean, I look at Losers Club at like 0.15, and will that go lower with the way that the market is right now? Just an absence of volume could, maybe, I don't know. But that doesn't bother me. This is a great entrance point. And even if it goes down, even waiting a little bit could be a great entrance point for this project. Again, they have a great team and the art is great. The art is a little bit polarizing. There were some people that came in, posted a picture and be like, these look like shit. And that actually doesn't bother me. That's not even fun to me. Like, good art evokes reactions. Free market said this a million times, right? It evokes some kind of emotion, whether that's good or bad. The worst case scenario is you just get these and everyone just goes, all right. Like, I like seeing that back and forth, because for everybody that said I hate these, there was one person that said, "Fuck, I'm actually really digging these." And I
Right.
definitely I fall on that side of it too. Now, I mean, it's not for everybody, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be. There's only what? There's only 10,000 of these.
And that's how it is with me with doodles. I hate doodles. I also recognize how good the art is, and even though I think the floors look absolutely terrible, you know, they have an 11 ETH. I recognize what's going on here. It's I think just because I hate them doesn't mean other people don't love them, and I can see why they love them. So as long as you can identify that, then you'll get it. Because in the coming weeks and months, it won't be about trading arbitrage. It will be about curatorial expertise, picking good projects that you know are going to last. Right now is when you get those portfolio multipliers. Right now is when you go around. Most people are just sitting here fudding, talking about how things are going to zero, trying to eke out whatever trading profits they can, quickly flipping. Smart people got liquid last month as we were broadcasting over and over and over again, and are now buying NFTs. While people say, "Oh, it was a bubble. The bubble is popped. It's over." I mean, you know, it's very obvious who's not going to make it and who is, based on whether they spend all their time in Discord fudding projects or based on whether they're actually doing research and looking for good buys. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is the perfect time when you're feeling this boredom of the NFT marketplace. Go through your wallet, click on what you're
Yeah.
holding, go back into the discords and see if there's still something there, right? Just, you don't have to clutch on to things in your wallet just because it's been sitting there for a long time. And there's projects that I was bullish on in the past, that now going through this, I go in there, the Discord's a ghost town, the devs don't seem to be active anymore. There doesn't seem to be anything going on. And that's a project that I don't feel good about coming out of this, lack of volume. Because once the volume returns, it's going to return to the projects that are continuing to do stuff, right? You're going to see this slow accumulation of NFTs and these good projects at these really low prices, because a lot of smart money is loading up on things now that they're on sale. And they don't really have a whole lot of intention of selling them, right? And the supply is just going to get tighter and tighter and tighter on these good projects. And then once the NFT volume comes back and people start going, yes, NFTs are back, we're going for it, everyone's gonna make it, we're going to the moon. Those projects where people have been loading up on, the supply is going to be very thin, and they pop.
80,
Right?
bear markets are about bees, bitching and building. 80% of the people bitch, 20% of the people build. Just look at who's bitching right now and look at who's building. And that will be who you should follow. Period.
Yeah, there's lots of great stuff out there. The Sunnies was another one that I'm curious about watching. I saw that the floor kind of was staying pretty low on that one too last time I checked. Yeah, 0.07. I mean, if you have any love for these or you have any bound of bullishness on them, I mean, this is a nice little entrance price around there. I don't own any of these, and I'm not going to pick those up. So, if they don't do anything, don't come at me. But when people ask where that is, this is a new project that just launched at the tail end of this hype run we were supposed to have, and now they launched into nobody there to buy them, and they're just sitting there. So somebody asked, I think it was Mike, asked about the Starcatchers FUD yesterday. Do you think it was something worth fudding about? This is obviously in response to one of the artists. I'm gonna pull the tweet up. I didn't actually have it pulled up for today's show, but I meant to. Boki is dropping another project. So Boki was a co-founder and artist on the Starcatchers project. This is Botrick is the artist. Boki is the project that he's releasing. So I mean, it came out that one of the co-founders and artists is already doing another project and launching it, and people were, I think, a little bit rightfully upset at the idea that somebody was already moving on to do something else. Starcatchers in their Discord did release a statement that said, they're aware that he's doing it. We'll quell the FUD where he's not moving on. we'll do another update with it. And they have since announced that he will be stepping down as a co-founder of the project and just listed as an artist. But I mean, this is a tough situation to be in right now, because one, I look at it and I do see a striking similarity on the face between this and the Starcatchers, particularly the eyes, the cheeks, and the the mouth there, which is pretty much the entirety of the project. And it just looks like it's been kind of slapped onto, a different character here. But we were talking about this in the pre-show, and one of the things that I actually forgot about Starcatchers, and this is maybe one of the tricky parts of it, is that the Starcatchers team did commit to locking up their funds that they made from paying themselves for a year. And when you're, living in a real world, as much as we love the metaverse, you do actually need money to live and pay your bills and pay your rent and yada, yada, yada. So I don't fully know what the situation is, especially behind the scenes. They have tried to they've tried to communicate things amicably. Apparently there's no bad blood between them. This isn't like a spite project where he's just, making a run from Starcatchers and doing his own things. I would just exercise caution though, because personally, I from the very, very little that I've seen on this, it's a little bit too close for comfort for me in terms of the art style.
I don't know if Buchix ran this by the team before he did it, but this is a PR nightmare if you are Starcatchers. This is, I don't know what was going through his head or if the team knew about it, but this is not a good look. I think you could kind of hit it on the head there, not paying your team with locking the money up for a year, which again, it's a message to the market that you're here for the long term, which is fine. But now I'm not surprised that the artist has already gone out looking for other work. This is both. I would look at this in two ways. This is a PR disaster, and it is not, it's obviously not, because it's a PR disaster and not a good look. People are implying here that he's not focused on the project, and the implication is that Starcatchers as a brand and a business would be hurt by it. That could be true, but we don't know if it's true. So there's two things here. He shouldn't be doing this. It's a PR disaster, one, but we also don't know if it would affect. Can he work? We don't know if he could work on two projects at the same time, especially if he's just an artist on that other project. We're assuming that because he works on multiple projects, it means one or both will not be successful. So there's two things at play here. One, no, he should not have done this. This is a PR disaster. I don't know if he ran this by the team, but if he did and the team approved it, as like, WTF, guys, come on. Let's think here. If he didn't run by the team and they were blindsided, again, this is not a good look. Now, do we know if this would actually affect the brand, if it actually means he doesn't have the capacity to do more than one project? No, we don't. And that would be, as an investor, I guess your final thing, what does it say for the Starcatchers project? But I guess we're going to see how the team responds here going forward. This was not a smart move by any means.
Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest frustration point with the whole thing, and again, like, I love the Starcatchers art. Obviously, Botrick did a great job of it, and the style is good. I wish that it would have been something that's substantially different. It's like this artist that has all these different ideas and different styles in his head. And, he did Starcatchers and loved working with the team, but now he just wants to pursue this little side passion project that he has going like that. I think would have been a different kind of scenario. But I think if you guys were watching the screen and I had it pulled up, again, the face is it's just like way too close, Like, if this had been, he's like, I'm a big generative art fan. Like, I wanted to do some less of a PFP style picture and just start putting together this on the side, I don't think it would have been an issue. I think the biggest source of frustration is just how similar this is going to look to Starcatchers. And I mean, I would love to be a fly on the wall on that team. I mean, this is really, of all things, the first misstep that I've seen Starcatchers do. And I know a lot of people were, again, one floor price, one moon, and all of that stuff. But I haven't I haven't really seen them make a misstep like this. So is it a big one? Yeah, but I mean, I'm not too quick to pass judgment yet. I'm just gonna sit on it again. Like I had no intention of selling my Starcatchers, and I'm not going to now, but I definitely would watch kind of the situation
And
as it develops.
And like I said, this is how I view it. I think it was a dumb move and the absolutely wrong thing to do. I also think it's a buying opportunity for Starcatchers. My gut tells me this has nothing to do with whether they're going to be a successful brand or not. Again, people need shit to FUD about right now. And that's not me justifying the move. That's me saying, okay, we now have all the facts. We now agree it was stupid. Let's decide how this is going to have a material effect on my investment. And I don't think it's going to. I think these are a screaming buy here and are going to be an elite collection on the next cycle. So.
Yeah, it's a great point. My gut is actually telling me that this is more of a bear case for Botrick and Boki than anything, right? Like this is probably going to hinder his career maybe a little bit, or maybe people will reject. I have no idea. At the end of the day, like I'm just gonna watch it. I mean, you just don't want to see things blow up. That's the biggest thing. They seem to be on the same, maybe not the same wavelength, but they're there's not like a big fracture down the middle of the Starcatchers team and everybody's infighting or anything like that. So
yeah,
I mean that's the most important part, right at this very moment. I see a couple people talking about or bringing some stuff up. Sneaky Vampire Syndicate. I don't have much of a bias for or against Sneaky Vampire Syndicate. That was one of the earlier projects that I saw going around when I joined. That was like in September, October last year.
Yes.
I don't have any impressions of it. I just personally, like, it's just always been something that's around, but it's never been something that I've personally loved, although I know that there are people that are bullish on it. So
it reminds me of Lazy Lions.
Yeah, that's one too, right? It just kind of seems to exist and is doing its thing, but it's not really hasn't really been going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some people were talking about cartoon cat friends. I'll put it down on the notes for something to talk about later. And the BB's project. Habibis is something that's been going absolutely nuts. Again, it's almost at a 1/8 floor. I actually thought I didn't realize how long Habibis has been out for. Just maybe a product of time flying, but that minted back in December. I thought it was much more recent than that.
Yeah.
Last thing that I had up on the show list, and it's more of just me kind of correcting myself, but we talked a lot about Raid Party yesterday and the dynamics of confetti and being able to upgrade your fighters. I did finally earn 25 confetti this morning. I went to go upgrade one of my fighters and realized that it is not 25 confetti or burning a fighter. It is 25 confetti and burning a fighter. So I apologize for that, but I was very
Wouldn't
surprised.
Wouldn't you have burnt your fighter right away to get a higher damage?
Well, I was humming and hawing, and I was like, I can just wait 2 days to do it. I mean, here's the only one thing that maybe I forgot about in the math is that when you burn that fighter, you're losing whatever that damage is. So it's not quite as clear cut, but I mean, still 90% for more than double upgrade is a no brainer. But yeah, I don't know why I just didn't wrap my head around that. Like on that page, like I just interpreted it as a choice, and I was so very wrong about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I mean, it's still going. The floor price of the fighters kind of bounced back. It had dripped. It had dropped down from 1 ETH to about 0.4 yesterday, sitting at about 0.62. And the heroes are about the same last time I checked, but I'll pull it up here. Yeah, 0.63. So they're about at parity right now as the market tries to figure out what the next thing to do is. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it again, like yesterday. Heroes are probably the play here and not fighters if you're looking to just buy and hold something, especially as they will start producing damage in the game.
Whatcha? No, yeah, I think they were down to like 0.44 yesterday. I was like, heroes are the play. Heroes are definitely the play here. I mean, I think heroes are going to go, as this game becomes wildly successful over the next month, I do think heroes are going to have outsized returns compared to fighters. But I also think they've striked an this is why I think this game is going to be so good. They struck a balance where you're going to be burning fighters. This is going to be very interesting. But I think as the game develops, they're going to make hero utility more valuable. As you know, right now you have to burn 20 fighters to make a hero. Why would anybody do that? The price makes no sense. Well, guess what? The price will eventually make sense, and we don't quite know why. So definitely looking like that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of market discovery going on with this. Cass is saying didn't know about Habibs. You've been mentioning them since day one. Yeah, no, you actually have been, and it wasn't
didn't
really
know about Habibis.
It wasn't that I didn't know about it. It's that I didn't realize that it had already been 3 months since they've been they launched. It was more of a perception of time thing than anything.
Yalla, Bibi.
Do I think that the bearish sentiment is helping crypto, or sorry, cyber?
Definitely.
I keep saying crypto. Cyber brokers pump. Seems like a lot of attention is on. Yeah, I mean, it's
what was the last? Don't you guys remember? This is like the exact same period. Don't you guys remember the last thing that people were dumping millions of dollars into a bear market? Wolfgang. It was this is the exact same thing.
It was around the
this
same
is
time,
perfect. Yeah, it was at the end of the last bear market. We were still in it. Traditional things couldn't pump. Everyone decided P2E was going to be the next meta. And then, millions of dollars going into wolves. Someone just did $3 million of wolves today. Someone did, yeah, same thing. I think it's very bullish for that. That's very good. I think that's we're now seeing the cycle repeat again. So yeah, Wolfgang, cyber brokers.
Awesome. Yes, Sneaky went absolutely ham on the cyber brokers floor this morning. He was spending a lot of ETH on that project, and yeah, I mean it is what everybody is talking about. I like them more than Wolfgame. I will say that.
You what?
I said I like them more than Wolfgame.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, I gotta throw the music on. You guys can chat, and we'll start to pull some other stuff up. Somebody wants me to check up Evereye. I'm gonna put the restream link up in the chat there, Cass. If you want to come up and say GM, I actually
come tell us about Habibis. I want to know about this project. R2 is in the dark here, Cass.
Oh, stop. You don't have to apologize. You're not obligated to be here every show, my friend.
Yalla, Habibi.
Free market, what do you got going on today?
I'm going to burn one of my raid party fighters and upgrade one of them to 8 million damage or whatever the math works out.
8 million. That's a pretty good gain there.
You think I'll jump to the top of the leaderboard? I gotta knock that auto out of there. So always at the top. Auto. Top of leaderboard,
Yeah, it's a race up there. It's actually bouncing around. Auto is dropping down a little bit. Andrew Wang making a run for second. Pranksy's sitting at third right now.
I don't know why I'm enjoying it so much.
Auto slipping to 17th.
It's nice animation, I gotta say. 17th. Oh, Auto.
Yeah, baby. Unbelievable.
Auto, baby.
GM,
GM.
There he is.
I thought I put my fake Ramo PFP on.
I like it. Looks good.
Yeah.
What's happening?
It was good, man. Sorry I haven't been around for a couple of days.
Oh, no, it's all good, man. Free market said. Like, I agree. It's a good time. Just,
To be fair, I'm personally excited around this kind of period, to be honest. So
sure. Well, you're somebody that loves going shopping, right?
Not really, because I'm kind of bored sometimes. But yeah, so what I did was I kind of tried to save up over the tail end of the bull market to kind of spend now, I suppose. I've made some shit buys, I can't even lie. Some long-term buys. But yeah, I'm still looking, because prices look really juicy on a lot of things. Like I didn't know about the FUD on Starcatchers, but I noticed something happened when it went down to 0.27 last night. So I was gonna ape in, but I didn't. And instead, I bought a BB's like an idiot. Right.
Wait, I thought, aren't they doing great though?
They're doing okay. They're 2x. Gas was like at 3,000 Gwei to mint. It minted out.
this is the BBs thing that I actually wanted to ask you before, because there's the HypeBeast drop, which you've been talking about for a long time, and now there's this another collection, right?
Yeah, so the BBs is like imagine it like baby kaijus.
Nice.
Yeah, just imagine it as baby kaijus, because or baby Kongs is what he referred to a couple of months back when he first showed the artwork.
Baby BBs.
Yeah, baby BBs. They've got some sort of utility, which is access of their alpha room. Bar that, nothing as much yet. So I think I presume that if Habibis kind of, you know, keep going in the trajectory that they're going at the moment, these BBs would just be like the tail entry version of the ecosystem. Same as Anonymized, the baby Anonymized, same as Kaiju Kings with their babies, you know. It just allows more people to come into their ecosystem, but not giving them as much benefits as the Genesis collection.
They hinted at big utility for babies coming soon. At least Dots did. There was a gigantic meme going on in the Discord. Babies do matter, or babies are gonna matter, and like they were spamming it so hard it broke the Discord.
Dude.
You know, that like people, like it's just everyone is typing. It just says multiple people typing, and it freezes. The Discord breaks.
Dude, it was fucked. Like the way that Ramo seems to have, because I've seen him from day one. Yeah. I remember when, you know, the only reason I bought into the project more than anything was when the NFT consumers were saying, "Oh, this is a rug, this is a rug, this is a rug," and the moderators was like, "Yes, my friend, this is a rug. We're here to take your money. Get fucked." Literally. This is a special rug, so on and so forth, and just giving it to the people that were paper handling.
Yeah.
This is on Habibis?
This was Habibis right at the beginning. I absolutely.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
You remember? So there was like the porno channel, the Haram Habibis channel. There was the Alpha channel, bruvs. It was just like a Playboy mansion gone wrong in that place. It was just so fun that I bought 3. I think it was. I think I bought 1 at 0.0. I bought 2 at 0.02.
Yeah.
And 1 at 0.03. And sold 1 at 0.11 to cover my costs. And then I've just rid the other 2. And the way that these guys, it was mainly community based, really.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are players in that or work for Habibis, they were all whales that came in on the corner.
I love it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So even last night, you know, it was botted and the rest of it.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of the bots came from that team to look after.
Well, look, botted is great. In my opinion, botted is a good thing right now. Botted actually helps sell out collections. It's the bots that aren't making a ton of profit right now, but because so many people have them, because the public sales have been such low, so all of a sudden we're like, oh shit, that sold out in 10 seconds. And then you see the floor dumps like 30%, all the bots have to unload, and then it kind of gets, you know, I think it's actually good in this particular, I don't know how good it is for the botters, but it's good for us.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, I mean, step number 1 for any project is to mint out, right? Like, as much as we want to talk about roadmaps and community and all of this stuff, like, I mean, if the project doesn't mint out, you know, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast, but it is just step 1. Like, that's
you
where
get about
to get
1
to.
hour. You get about 1 hour after mint out to celebrate. Then it's time to start enacting on the roadmap, according to your Discord. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that's what the Discord will ask for.
Community members and Discords and the rest of it, you know, if we were to put it in real life terms, they would expect you to build from scratch a Lamborghini Countach from nothing within the space of a day.
Yeah.
So it's just the way the market is. They're a bunch of idiots. So That's real dope, man. Like it really.
Cass, that's the strongest language I've ever heard you use.
I know.
Really?
I've never heard Cass.
Oh, Cass is fired up today, guys.
Cass has used that type of language when speaking about rugs or fake communities in the past. That for sure. Cass can get passionate when he sees a wrong being enacted by someone.
100%. So yeah, that was that. What was your thoughts on randomly? What's it called? Chain scouts.
Oh yeah. Love chain scouts, not the price, but I do love chain scout. I don't know. Here's my issue, and I think that they should bring Lucas on as an advisor to that team ASAP, as Lucas is the king in these type of things. Icon as well. Bring on Lucas and Icon onto that team. But I think the main issue with, they were always touting their game is ready to go. Their game is ready to go. But really what was ready to go was staking and collecting the token. And right now, they haven't really told you what you're going to do with that token, with the exception of minting this mint pass. Now, if you believe in the project, if you think there's something there, I've been talking to the team for a long time. I actually think it's very unique in a few ways. One, they've really nurtured their alpha room from the beginning, and they actually have like a professional alpha caller in there. They're really focusing on it and making it a big deal. And then the other thing is that they have a private Chain Scouts node. So any holder of a Chain Scouts can now use their RPC to save gas on transactions, have a better success rate on publics, all that type of stuff that you get from using a private node or an RPC is now offered to all Chain Scout holders. Find those two pieces of utility really nice to have there at the, you know how long it can take for an alpha room to develop if like the team doesn't make it a focus from the beginning. So these things are already there. Very cool. The thing was, we don't really know what we're going to do with that token yet. We've seen the roadmap. It's a little vague. They talk about phase 2 and phase 3 is redacted. But now you're basically just telling a bunch of people in a bear market, all right, you minted all these things, stake them for a token. You don't know what you're going to do, right? So I think that's the main reason the price is suffering. We know the first thing is to buy these passes. There's 3,444 of them. You spend 200 BAN a night to get it. That's the local currency that you're earning in this game. That's going to be the first people to burn this token. There's no liquidity pool. So that's really the only thing that's why I think the price is suffering. Now, do I personally believe in this game? Yes. Again, the people who recommended it to me are the best there are in P2E. So I do believe it. I have talked to the team multiple times. I am setting up an interview and a spaces with the founder. Shout out to Airbud.
Airbud, tell him I said hello.
Yeah. Definitely. We've been talking for a while. Love that guy.
That's what you meant to do, bro. Just like. Yeah.
But you know what? I aped. I continued to buy these things. Like I think I love this project. I didn't just mint my allow list. I continued to buy them. I bought more when they got to that 0.04, 0.05 area.
What did you get? Which ones did you get?
Okay, so I have 3 Pathfinders, 1 Enchanter, a bunch of Mercenaries, I think 1 Miner, and then the rest are all Scouts. A bunch of.
So how many did you ape in on? Because I only got 5 so far.
I think I'm up to 18 now.
Fucking hell, bro. Okay.
There is some. You know how you can't quantify certain things, but when you look at certain art, you just know. Like, I don't know. This is not financial advice in any means because I have no justification for it. But I just look at it and I go, I feel like there's something there and I just can't help. They're cheap. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like this, it feels like it could be something like Sneaky. He's buying them not to flip. All right, we know Sneaky. We know his modus operandi, and he's been aping these things. They're not an easy flip for him. I don't think he expects these to like 2x so he can leg out like he always does and that type of shit. I think there's something here. I think that it was a game that said they were ready that wasn't really ready, even though staking is ready. But I think over the next couple of weeks it'll come into view here. But yeah, I love I like the art. I like the game. So. To be
fair, looking at their white paper, they didn't really say that there was going to have a game on the card.
No,
they did
no. Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't want to. I said that wrong. They said staking would be ready immediately, so I don't want to imply. They said a working game would be ready. Plus, I know you saw it, that very cool preview of what they want to build in NFT worlds. That was sick. That was amazing. So, yeah, I like this project. I think something's here, but in this bear market with the way the price is right now, I guess I haven't been out there pounding the table on it, but personally, I'm buying them as much as I can and staking, earning my banana. Yeah.
Funny enough, I got a what did I get? I got two Ronins, one Enchanter, one Netscape.
Ooh, you got a Netscaper. Wow.
Yeah, I got a Netscaper. So
wow. I'm wondering, because that's the only one where the utility isn't obvious. Like they've blanked out what it does. You know what I mean? So
you can't read that?
No,
yeah. So we don't really know. Yeah, that was the only one I didn't get. I think I have at least one of every class except that one.
Yeah, because even I got that. I'm thinking about getting a miner, but they've gone up in price as well. Miners have gone up in price. They're like 0.1 floor.
Yeah, if you read the Discord, the basic gist is like Ronins and miners will have the most utility early on. So I see people bidding those particular classes up, and it makes sense. If this is like a game where you mine some sort of resource that we could change into the token, I think that makes a lot of sense here. So yeah, my goal, you've seen in the white paper that after we do these meta passes, the next thing we mint are ships for our crew. So I'm thinking, as you are implying, it would probably be smart to at least have one of each class for your crew. But we'll see how that ends up working out. We don't know the specifics there yet.
Well, at the moment, I don't think people quite know what each class does.
Yeah.
So they're just planking the floor. I think the only ones that they've figured out are miners, which gives you a 1.5 multiplication on your token yield.
Yep.
And Netscape, which is 2 times.
2 times, right.
Yeah. And Ronin is 1.2. Enchanters and Pathfinders, they vary between certain parameters. So they can give you up to 0.2, or they can give you down to 0.06.
Nice.
2 times or 0.06, whichever one reflects it. Yeah. So that's what, and I think the reason I went for the Netscape was I remember it was something that was similar that happened in Habibis, where the animated NFTs gave you stupid amounts of oil. Okay. And he promised this when the floor was more or less at 0. And this guy literally took all 36 of them at like 0.5, 0.05, 0.1, and he just stacked them. And now he's sitting on a fuckload of oil, dude.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if, he runs the oil ecosystem with the amount of oil that he's
That's crazy.
It's nuts. So then I thought to myself, okay, like I could go for the fear route and, not go in as much on this, but I don't know, there's just too many positives. And it was the fact that they're partnering with Anonymous and Llamaverse as well, and a few others.
And a few other Zen Apes, a few other great partnerships. You're making me bullish, Cass. I'm glad you're bullish on that. I was wondering if I was crazy or not. I'm like, I keep buying these things. What am I doing? But now you're making me feel good, Cass. I think we got something here.
I think we might have something. We might not. It might be a complete
maybe.
We might just have ourselves that our bag is actually decent.
We'll have no downside bet though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the 2 issues which made me a little bit wondering about it was, first thing was their alpha channel. So Crypto Wall Street and traffickers were more or less looking after their alpha. But I have also noticed that Crypto Wall Street has started his own NFT.
Oh.
And he started his own alpha group with more pluses, so on and so forth. Now, just to show how popular this guy is, I've been following this guy for the past, month and a half, 2 months, since he bought his Kaiju. And from a 0.045 mint, the floor right about now to get in is 0.43. And this is within the space of 2 days.
Wow.
Which then made me worry, okay, so if you're going to be having alpha chain scouts, will it be secondhand information now because he's got?
Are we his exit liquidity? His Chain Scouts his exit liquidity?
Right. Okay, so that was a little bit of a concern.
Yeah.
So we just have to see how it plays out. I just
hope I mean,
the team
I definitely I could see how that would be a concern for sure. I mean, I think you and I both have a lot of places that we go for alpha, and we generate our own, and we do our own research. For people who are newer, an alpha room is their first alpha room is very valuable. I mean, there are a few cheaper entrants into an alpha room that actually has somebody good working there now than Chain Scouts, when you think about it. At 0.05 right now, to be able to get into that alpha is a pretty good deal, with the exception of what you just said. I guess we have to monitor and see how that works out. But shout out to Trafficus, who is also just as good as it gets. I mean, I love that guy.
You know what? Trafficus is the man. Like,
a mensch, a god amongst men. Love this guy.
Seriously, because even to get Chain Scouts whitelist, it was like, Cass, do you need whitelist? Do you still need whitelist? I was like, yeah, I do, bro. And he was like, come to this server. I'll sort you out. And he did. And a lot of time for him, man. A lot of time for him. So yeah, he's one of the good peoples, and he's shit hot at what he does. So he can scour the internet very, very well for early opportunities. He's really, really, really good at that.
So somebody earlier in the chat said, when we were talking about cyber brokers, mentioned a like 600 ETH sweep of cyber brokers. I thought that was like 600 ETH in volume overnight. Like it just kind of went crazy. I didn't realize that 800 ETH. One person loaded up 800 ETH and just went to absolute town on the cyber brokers floor. One person spent 800 ETH on it. That's fucking wild.
Someone just got money and probably thinks it's the same amount as a Mars bar.
that's what I was gonna say. It's a lot when we talk in ETH terms, but like when you think about what millions is out in the real world, like this is like a Wednesday for a lot of people. Like we talk about how these, like I said, we saw the same thing in Wolfgang. Like you don't remember what one guy spends $1 million in wolves overnight. I mean, that was the same thing.
I just mean like I saw the 800 ETH number and I just thought like that like there was like this volume spike of like 800 ETH. I didn't realize that somebody just like loaded up from this like the Kraken exchange, sent it into OpenSea and or into their wallet and just went nuts by themselves. So
release the Kraken. He did.
Yeah, I mean I definitely know that $3 million is for some people is child's play for sure. Different world.
Yeah, it's just a lot when we think about NFTs and ETH and all that, but like out in the traditional collectibles world, that's a decent morning. So let's see what happens in the afternoon.
So what are you bullish on, Artie?
What am I bullish on? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Chain Scouts. I have 6 of them. I have a Miner, a Ronin, and 4 Scouts. I'm actually bullish on Raid Party right now. For upcoming ones,
it's hard in this market, dude.
Man, it is just so hard. I mean, I see a lot of people like throwing all these names out there, like the I like you, you're weird, kind of went down the weird list, as they call it, happened. The art I think is quality, but it's not my kind of taste. Fuck, man, it's tough out there. I agree with Free Market that when that dip happened on Starcatchers, that's a buy. I think that there was some justified FUD there and some questions that needed to be answered, but I don't think that that's by any means the death of Starcatchers. I was actually I was very happy with the reveal of Losers Club. I think the fact that it maintained its floor is something to be bullish about there. And you know what? I've just kind of been looking through my my wallet at all of the stuff that I've just been sitting on and just kind of doing a little bit of an audit on it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, in terms of Losers Club, I like them, kind of. I like them, but I think what makes me bullish, I haven't purchased one yet, but what could make me bullish on them is they're very friendly with the Cool Cats lot.
Okay. Yeah.
They're very friendly, pally with them. So when the bull market comes along, you know, friends are friends. Let's go into that, and that could similar to what happened with lemons. So that would be something to keep an eye on with Loser Club. It's just when the bull market comes in, when there's liquidity about, that cool cap.
The right people like that art, my friend.
Yeah,
the right
yeah,
people
100%.
like that art. I have a secret NFT list of people who I follow, and if they like something, I know it's going to be a cook. And not all of them, I will say, but one of them liked it, and that's more than enough for these to do well, like you said, on the next cycle.
Yeah.
So.
And what's your thoughts on?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what's your thoughts on I bought my first Midnight Breeze.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
we love those.
I like those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them.
I remember. Did they like cook out of they went to like zero, everyone forgot about them, and then they cooked out of nowhere? Have they maintained that price at all that they cooked to?
0.3. So it cooked
Ooh,
up to
wow.
Yeah,
So
no, they're
gotta
holding a
get me
great
one
floor right
fast.
there.
Yeah.
they're holding
I like
up
it.
0.3. Yeah, they're cool, and I think they're going to be airdropping animated versions of the banner.
Oh, nice. I love that.
That's what could happen.
Some volume on there still too, eh? They keep moving.
Well, I think what made me bullish about it was, I think what made me bullish about it more than anything else was I might be completely wrong in thinking this way, but I kind of can see a similar kind of, a similar kind of look as to Bored Ape, but in the banner sector. So,
Okay.
yeah, like I've seen other banners, like there's that I can't remember the name of it. Really, really pretty banner that, animates. That's at a 1E floor, but it's a small volume. But this is like a large volume. And it was one of the more popular ones that you see on Twitter and Discord. So I think when there's a bit of volume again, these could be classed as like the OG kind of banner status. Although it's not the first banner. The first ever banner was by 888 Wales, which the idiot only sold 32. Watch out for this one. I've got to find the link. He managed to only sell 32 at 0.005 or 0.008, but then he locked the min.
888 did?
888 whale. That's what it's called. First ever banners ever created back in September. I believe Midnight Breeze was created in,
I think December went down.
December,
maybe late November.
Late November, December. So this 888 Wells it claims to be the first ever banner ever created for Twitter and the rest of it. I think there was only one at sale. There's only like 888. 32 were purchased on release, and the founder has held the rest of them, which could be an issue because when people find out he was the first, he'll probably open it up again and start making bank.
Every time I click on these Midnight Breezes, I just love them. They did such a good job. I really love this like generative art style where the layers and everything, it's such a trick to make everything look well when you look at them, but you look at these.
And could you imagine that animated?
Yeah, I can. I'm just picturing that dragon in the background. I'm trying to find one, just kind of flying around and stuff like that. Or this star, the shooting star right there. I love these. The colors on these are so good. They're such a vibe. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you guys ever put it on, but the lo-fi hip hop channel on YouTube with the lo-fi girl just sitting there, just vibing. You ever seen that?
No, I haven't. So have you bar NFTs, bar the bear market, and everyone losing their shit? How have you guys been?
Man, I've been good. Yeah, been spending some good time with the family, with the kid.
Oh, that's good.
Playing hockey. Love going to those games with them, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. And then
You got one child or two?
Yeah, just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Boy or girl?
Yeah, boy. Yep.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. He's at that age where he's starting to he gets moody. You know, he's 10 years old, so it's there's ups and downs. He's starting to feel social pressure and stuff like that, right? So
it's so much harder nowadays, I think, for children than it was in our time. I think there weren't so many pressures, man.
Oh yeah, God, I can't. Man, my wife was watching that Euphoria show. Can't watch that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that. I think have you ever seen that, or do you guys ever watch that?
No, I've never seen it. Other than that.
Well, it's an HBO show. It's like high school age kids. Fucking intense as shit, though.
No, we haven't got HBO. Well, we have, but I think it's subscription. So
yeah. Yeah, man. Other than that, just chilling, trying to get some exercise in, cut down on the alcohol consumption for the time being. You know.
Yeah.
How about you? What have you been doing? Yeah. You fully recovered from the Rona?
Fully recovered from the Rona.
Yeah, that's good. Sometimes that shit lingers, eh?
I've heard. So I've kind of feel blessed, especially I haven't even been vaccinated. So for me not to have been vaccinated, for me to get out of it with no long COVID, yeah, I can't complain, dude. Like, I'm all right. Yeah, just been researching. You know, that's literally been it. Research, look into things, wonder what's going on, spending ETH, wondering what the fuck I've spent the ETH on, but then having to think that this is a long time hold and blah, 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 or 6 months hold. Yeah, I just think summertime's going to be nuts. I just think summertime is going to be nuts. And
just got to hold on, right?
Well, I need to hold on to some ETH waiting for Star Wars, to be honest. So that's what's fucking my shit. Or else I would have spent all my ETH already. But, or I probably would have gone in on Chain Scouts. But I had to kind of hold back.
5's not a bad little position on there. You don't have to, you don't have to buy 100 of everything.
Yeah, but then that's the thing is I wanted to have a conviction play with one. You know, I wanted to save enough ETH just to go really in one. And I was tempted to do that with Chain Scouts when the price was planking. But then I thought to myself, you know what? Star Wars is around the corner. Need to keep my shit ready for that. So, yeah.
Finger on the trigger. Yeah, shout out to the last 10 people.
I think this is
ascended yesterday.
I think this is the last time I'm going to ever use that PFP because it's doing my nut. Because every time I look at it, I think I'm speaking to Ramo, but I'm not. I'm actually speaking to myself. So I think I should do that. Yeah.
Shout out to Yas pointing out in the dojo that Josie of Cyber Brokers is actually on a space right now with O'Shiny. So that should be an interesting conversation to kind of listen to, maybe a bit of a deeper dive on that. Something to consider. Somebody else, have you seen Everai, Cass? Is this something that's
No, I haven't.
EVERAI. Somebody was mentioning this. I put it down. I pulled up the Twitter. I'll try and look into that a little bit too. Don't have much comment on it, but that's the wrong page. Whoops. Where are we going here? Too many tabs.
Do you know what was interesting and what made me really bullish about Star Wars was the first kind of collab. I don't know if you want to call it a collab, but one of the members in the Genesis group.
Yeah, I saw that go down. Yeah, definitely not a collab, but more than happy to.
More than friendship. Yeah, I was happy
hook
with
each other up.
Really good. And I'm kind of bullish on that project as well because their lore seems really fun. I don't know if you check their website or not, but their lore seems, wow, okay, this looks cool.
Yeah, I have to check it out a little bit more. But it's always cool to see communities kind of work together and help each other out too. I'm trying to find the project that was in there. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just looking at that looks really cool. The Everai.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely some anime vibes to it, like that. Maybe like Gundam or something. That's about the extent of my my anime knowledge. But I don't know. It looks like maybe something to keep an eye on. They're clearly doing something. They've got the red pill, blue pill vibe happening. Like there's two sides of it.
Am I allowed to kind of suggest a fun project?
Sure.
I'd say fun. I'm not. Hold on, let's see. It's just basically anime females, but it's called Bay Cafe. I don't know if you've heard it or not.
No, there were a lot of those projects going around.
Dude, it is the greatest, funniest project you could ever be in. I'll put it in the AM show. I'll put it in the AM chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'll put one of the stickers in there as well, so you can actually see why I find it so fun.
How are you enjoying life without Discord notifications sounds on?
Fuck me, amazing. So I thank you so much for that, because now I don't have to panic and think. Because sometimes when I come on the show, there's so many things I want to talk about, but because Discord's off,
right? Yeah, you can't get back in there.
I can't get back in there because I'm worried what it's going to be like for you guys. So yeah, no,
the chat goes nuts,
dude. That's what happens when you have over 100 Discords.
Oh god, yeah. Every once in a while, I'll log in on browser and it's like bloop, 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 bloop.
It's unreal, dude.
Oh boy, no.
My missus has enough of it. Like in the middle of the night, she was like, "Turn that fucking thing off," and I was like, "Oh, babe, I'm sorry."
Oh man.
You
got a death sentence, eh?
Well, I fully have, man. But I love my missus, bro. She does good. Funny enough, I bought her first. Not her first. I bought an NFT. Is it Asian women? Asian.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, they might have a bit of a run because they've recently announced on the 27th of March that they're going to be at a Decentraland. What would you call it? Like a Decentraland cat show, a catwalk show for wearables in the metaverse.
Oh, okay. They're gonna do a metaverse fashion show.
Yeah, but they're along with the guys of like Jacobs and Co, with D&G, with Ralph Lauren.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a few big brands in there, and they're working with a top Malaysian clothing designer to enter into that arena. So it might be something to keep an eye on coming up to the 27th to see if it goes on a bit of a run. So it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. It already pumped on the news a couple of days ago from 0.1 to 0.25, now back down to 0.15. So yeah, if there's a case where you're going to need an NFT for access of that, it might go on a bit of a run. So just food for thought on that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have to check that out. I like when people do stuff like that. Just, fun existing within the metaverse and pushing those out.
Yeah. So I think they're going to be doing both. So they'll have clothes for the metaverse, and then they'll have real life clothes. So you can purchase and get one real life clothing and wearables for your character on the metaverse in Decentraland.
Nice. I need to get some IRL clothing soon. Just got a notification that my new pair of shoes got shipped out. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, what crepes have you got? What crepes?
What?
Crepes, shoes, crepes.
Oh, I've never heard that before. I love my Allbirds, man. I don't know if that's like super boring of me.
What's that? Allbirds.
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 Yeah. ALLBIRDS. Allbirds. They're comfy. They look good. They're durable.
Weirdly enough, I used to be like a big Nike fan, but of late, in terms of comfort, New Balance.
Yeah, I've never owned a pair of those. Always heard good things about them.
So great, like because a couple of friends of mine who work for the BBC, they wear them, and they were saying to me, because they're on their feet for like anywhere up to 18 hours a day filming and shit. It's the most comfortable pair. that they own. So I'm waiting
Well,
for
that was always my issue, right? I was on my feet for 12 hours a day, and I wanted, wanted something that looked good, but also had to be non-slip, and also you didn't have to be too worried about destroying them, like if you drop something on them and whatnot. So it was always hard to find something like that was like affordable but still quality.
Well, on that note, it's coming to that time where I will say adieu.
For sure. Happy Tuesday, Cass. We will I think it's time to wrap this bad boy up.
Love you, Cass. Have a good one, man.
Love you too, guys. I'll speak to you guys soon.
For sure. Thanks, dude.
Peace.
Free market. How we feeling?
Amazing. $1 million. 2 million, actually.
With a capital A. All capital letters. We got an interview with Fat Choi's coming up tonight.
Woo!
It's gonna be exciting.
Love the Fat Choi's. Can't wait to speak to Pam, their artist.
Yeah.
So pumped. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.
On the Twitter Spaces. Guys, actually check this project out. They have great art, great ideas behind their project, and very excited to talk to Pam about that and dig a little bit deeper on that project. So hopefully we see a bunch of you DGens there. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap this up?
Wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. As always, it will be up on YouTube and Spotify for your viewing and listening pleasure. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff today. We kind of bounced around from project to project. Starcatchers. We talked about the raid party. We talked about a little bit about Darcel Disappoints and Dour Darcels. Loser Club reveal happened. Super Ordinary Villains, talked about Bored Apes and CryptoPunks flipping each other. Some Adult Swim doing an NFT drop, and then some news. It is what it is. We'll finish this up. We'll be back on tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Eastern for your to say GM to you all again. We appreciate you showing up here. Free market, do the thing.
Good luck at the tables, DGen.